Most people believe wealth is destroyed by one or two massive financial failures, a failed business, a market crash, a gamble that went badly. But for most people, the process is much quieter than that. It's a slow, invisible erosion, caused by habits that feel completely normal, and in some cases, feel responsible. By the time you notice the damage, it's usually already compounded into the tens of thousands. None of these habits look like mistakes while you're doing them. You probably repeated at least 3 of them this week without a second thought. The danger isn't the intensity of the behavior, it's the repetition. Wealth leaks quietly. And habit number 4, that one surprises almost everyone who hears it. Before the list, one concept worth understanding: financial leaks. Not overspending, not debt. Leaks. A financial leak is a consistent drain that never triggers an alarm because it never feels urgent. It looks like a normal month. It feels like a normal decision. The danger isn't the amount. It's the repetition. A $40 decision, made the same way 52 times a year, is a $2,000 decision. It just never felt like one. Most people track their large expenses and assume those are the problem. But large expenses get attention. Leaks don't. This is about the leaks. Habit 1, the convenience tax. This isn't about the occasional treat. It's the habit of outsourcing every minor friction in your life to a service, delivery fees, convenience add-ons, premium tiers you don't use, paying extra because you didn't plan 15 minutes ahead. Individually, these $5 and $10 decisions feel irrelevant to your financial position. But when convenience becomes your default setting, you aren't just buying time. You're training your brain to prioritize immediate comfort over long-term stability. That training compounds just as fast as the expenses do. Habit 2, passive subscription creep. We've moved from an economy of ownership to an economy of access. You're likely paying for ghost services right now. Memberships you intended to cancel, kept active because the monthly charge is too small to trigger an alarm. These companies count on your inertia. That's not cynicism. It's the business model. If you have to check your bank statement to remember what you're subscribed to, you've already lost track of the leak. Run the audit. Find every recurring charge. Decide deliberately. Not by default. Default is exactly how these habits survive. Habit 3, narrative spending. This one is more psychological than the others. Narrative spending is spending money to maintain a version of yourself that you want others to see. The upgraded car that fits the job title, the tech that signals you're current, the apartment that matches the income, not the savings rate. The hat becomes a heavy weight on Kel's head. The problem with narrative spending is that the story never ends. And as soon as you reach the next level, the requirements for your image quietly expand to meet it. You end up working harder to fund a lifestyle you don't have time to enjoy. Habit 4. This is the one worth slowing down for. It's called high-interest procrastination. This happens when you're so focused on saving that you ignore high-interest debt sitting beside the savings account. You feel responsible. The savings balance is going up, but if your debt is accumulating at 20% while your savings grow at 4%, you aren't saving. You're losing ground under the appearance of caution. Fear of spending savings to clear high-interest debt is a habit of mismanagement dressed as discipline. That's the one that surprises people. Not because it's complicated, because it feels so careful. Habit 5, financial fog. This is the habit of not looking at the numbers when you know they're bad. It's a defense mechanism. If you don't check the balance, the stress isn't real yet. But financial health requires consistent reality testing. Avoidance doesn't stop the leak. It just prevents you from locating it until the damage has become structural. Kel waves his hand. The mist clears. Most financial problems are correctable early and expensive late. Habit 6, the upgraded standard. Avoidance is what turns one into the other. Most people never notice when habit 6 begins. Habit 6. The upgraded standard. When your income increases, your definition of needs tends to expand to meet it. This is lifestyle creep, and it's why people earning 6 figures can still feel like they're living paycheck to paycheck. Wealth is not your income. Wealth is the gap between what you earn and what you spend. If you close that gap every time you get a raise, you've taken a win and converted it into a stalemate. The number got bigger. The position didn't change. Habit 7. The sale trap. And this is the belief that spending money counts as saving, as long as there's a discount attached. If you bought something you weren't planning to buy because it was on sale, you didn't save 30%. You spent 70%? Marketing is deliberately engineered to trigger loss aversion, the psychological discomfort of feeling like you're missing a deal. The habit isn't getting excited about discounts. The habit is letting that excitement override intentional allocation. And reactive spending dressed in responsible language is still reactive spending. Habit 8. The zero automation lifestyle. If your financial stability depends on making a good decision every single day, you will eventually fail. Not because you're careless, because willpower isn't a fixed resource. Manually managing every bill, every transfer, every savings contribution creates decision fatigue. And decision fatigue has a predictable endpoint. You get tired, you get busy, you get stressed, and you skip a month, then 2. Automating the basics isn't just a logistical upgrade. It's a behavioral safeguard. It removes your mood, your schedule, and your worst days from the equation entirely. Here's the reframe worth sitting with. Wealth is not usually built through a single brilliant financial decision. It's protected or eroded by what happens on ordinary days. The default spending mode, the subscription that runs unreviewed, the gap that never widens, the debt that stays because the savings feel safer. Most financial improvement doesn't start with adding something new. It starts with removing what's quietly working against you. Take a look at your last 3 days of spending, not to judge them. To read them. The leaks are there. They're always there. You just have to stop looking away. The people who build financial stability over time aren't smarter. In it, they're more consistent and more honest about their patterns than most people choose to be. If you recognized yourself in more than 2 of these habits, you are exactly where this channel is designed to help, not with shortcuts, not with promises. With the kind of clear, grounded financial thinking that most people were never taught. That's what this channel is for. And if that's what you've been looking for, you already know what to do. Wealth leaks quietly. Now you know where to look.